Okay, we've let the water run through then, and after stirring up the sand, and it has actually made surprisingly little difference. Sample 1 now weighs 330 grams. Previous weight was 333 grams. Sample 2 now weighs 293 compared to 298 before. And sample 3 now weighs 303 grams compared to 309 grams before. So in fact, they're actually holding, having stirred them up, they're actually holding slightly less water than they did before. But you can see two things that we've had as an effect. Firstly, the level of the sand in the pots is quite a lot lower than it was compared to when we had the dry sand in these pots. And secondly, of course, the effect of water and letting water run through, having stirred up the sand, has very much smoothed out the surface of the sand. And if you're looking close up, I don't know if you'll see on the video, you can now see very obviously that the sand grains in sample 1 are much coarser than the sand grains in sample 2. That's much more of a sloppy consistency as well, and in sample 3. Now, what we'll do, we'll just test the surface of these samples now by putting a pencil in and see how they react now that we know these are pretty well saturated with water. So we just push the pencil in. It's quite firm, but as you move this pencil into the sand, there is actually slightly less resistance in the deeper layers. What happens, of course, when you flush sand through water is it carries with it the finer particles of sand to the deeper layers and leaves the rougher particles on the surface. Okay, sample 2, quite a lot less resistance there to the pencil going into sample 2. Although it depends where you are in the sample. This is very crude, of course. And now sample 3. Again, all three samples have the same feature, that the surface sand is quite a lot harder than the deep sand. You feel the resistance give as you push the pencil into that sample. Okay, what we'll do now is tip the samples out back into the trays and just see how the consistency of the sand looks in the trays. Okay, you can pause again there.